Hello everyone, my name is Kanishka Wahidi and I will be your instructor for the coming Microeconomic case study course. I'm glad that you are taking part in this course and I look forward to a nice summer semester with you all. So let's go quickly through the outline of this course. I would suggest that you open the course outline from the Moodle page and then we will go through the outline and we will discuss and I will give you more information about the content of this course as well as what is expected from you during this course and what are the materials that we will be studying for this class. Okay, so this class will happen on Monday from 10 to 12 a.m. But because of the COVID situation, as you know, there is no presence class. So all the materials on all the lectures will be online, and that means it will be a digital semester. And for this course, I'm not going to do live sessions, so there is no live WebEx or Zoom classes for this. I would rather make videos like this and I will upload it through the Moodle and then you will be able to play the video at your own convenience. But I will make sure that you receive the video material ahead of each class. So ahead of Monday 10, you will be able to find the video materials and lectures in the Moodle page. Yeah, as I said, you don't have to be, or we will not be having an online session between 10 to 12, but rather I will record videos and upload it to the Moodle page, and then you can view it at your own convenience. So the official semester starts at 12th of April and ends, so this course will end on the 12th of July. And in the 12th of July is basically the final exam. So we will have our final exam on the 12th of July from 10 to 12. And then you're basically done for this course. I will send, or the only way of communication between me and you would be through the Moodle page. So all the reading materials, all the video lectures, and all assignments, you will be able to access it through the Moodle page. And if you want to contact me, either you can do it through Moodle or you can send me an email. My email address is given. It's kanishka.mirwais@unierfurt.de. So if you have any question, any concern related to the course material or whatsoever, anything related to the course, you can always email me and I will be happy to get back to you and respond to your questions, inquiries, and whatsoever. You also have my office address. It's in LG1 room 37. So in case you need to meet me in person, then I would suggest that you first write an email and then if there is necessity to meet in person, I will be happy to meet you as well. You can find the reference book also at the library at the university, library of the university, and feel free to copy or scan the chapters that we will be covering. But I will also upload the soft copy of all chapters that we will be covering during the semester. So even if you're not able to copy it from the university, you will still have an access to the materials through Moodle page. Okay, so that was some basic introduction to the course, and then so why I'm offering this microeconomic case studies or what's special about the case study? It's basically an introductory microeconomic class. So this course is an introductory microeconomic class, and then there is the added flavor of case studies. What that does is like not only we will study microeconomic concept theories and ideas, but we will see how these concepts are applied in real world. So we will have a real world exam for most of the concept that we will be discussing. And this case study will show you like how these concepts are applied in the real life situation. So if you are studying about any topic like monopoly or oligopoly, you will read an example of oligopoly as a case study and you will see, okay, what are the implication of monopolies, how it actually works in the real world, and that will basically give you a better understanding of the concept and as well as how it is applied in the real world. So case studies are basically qualitative way of exploring an idea, exploring a economic problem, or exploring an issue, and we will be dealing with the real life examples of different countries. So that way it will be more easier for you to understand and grasp the economic ideas. Yeah, so I will later on talk about later on I will talk about the different ideas of the class and the topics that we will cover. And yeah, about the reference book. The reference book is ManQ 2018. The name of the book is Principle of Economics. It's the 8th edition, Signage Learning. So basically, this is the book that we will discuss and talk during our class, and I will show you which chapters we will be discussing during this class. You can find this book in the library, and as I said, I will also upload the chapters in Moodle page. So either you can copy it from the library or you can have access to it through Moodle page. Okay, the next topic is about grading. So this course, the grading are based on final exam and also based on assignments. Okay, so the assignments are basically short, quick, multiple option questions that you will find at the end of each chapter, and then at the end of each session or at the end of each class, you have to answer to these assignment questions. These are like basically 6 questions, and then you have to choose from the multiple option. Either one of them is the correct answer for the question, and then you will upload that through the Moodle page. So for each, we will be covering around 6 chapters, and that means you will have 6 assignments throughout this course. And each assignment is basically 6 multiple choice questions, and you have to, after reading the material, you have to find the right answer, and then you submit it through Moodle page, and basically that will count for 40% of your points. And if you get 40% of the marks through submitting your online assignment, that also means that you have passed the class. So if you only do your assignment, you basically get a pass grade for this course. And the final exam will give you additional 60% of the points. What is the final exam or the final test? It's basically similar to the quizzes that we will be doing throughout the course, and that's basically again 15 to 20 multiple option questions related to the topics that we have discussed, and then we will have a final session either through Wiseflow or through Moodle page, and you will receive these questions, and basically you have to provide answers to these questions, and that will count for another 60% of your marks. Again, the final exam, if you do your readings, if you watch the online lectures that I will be uploading, and if you are doing your readings and everything, then final exam is nothing special to worry about. So it's basically a quick revision of what you have learned throughout the course, and yeah, and that's a way of me grading you, how much grade I should give you, how much you have learned. So don't worry about the final exam. As long as you're making good progress throughout the course and as long as you're doing your assignment, you will be completely fine for the final exam. And I am sure that you will also get good grades at the end. Okay, so I talked about the final exam as well as online assignment. And about the online course material, as I said, all the materials you will receive in Moodle page. So all the video lectures will be uploaded to the Moodle page, and all the reading materials or the chapters of the book will also be provided through Moodle page, and all the PowerPoint presentation will also be available. And yeah, if you're registered in the Moodle page, so you will receive notification of any materials that I've uploaded there, and also about the lectures that I've uploaded, so you will be notified about that. So this book that we will be using, it's from the Mankiw, as I said, and he is a very well-known professor at the University of Harvard, and he's teaching Introduction to Economics at Harvard University, and his book is quite famous and widely used across the world. So that's one thing, and the other thing is the language of the book is quite easy. You don't have to have like a super efficiency in English to understand everything. The basic language of English will be enough to understand it, and you will not find difficult terms and words that you have to search a dictionary for meaning or whatsoever. So it's a really easy to read and easy to comprehend textbook, and I find it interesting as well as easy to understand. So we will be using that. And there is also a companion website which is called Mind Map, and that's an extra material for students to do extra quizzes or to explore further topics related to the course. We will not be using this Mind Map mainly. It's an optional. If you are really interested, I will be happy to share my own username and password, and then you can access the online additional material for this course. Okay, so that was a brief introduction about the materials that you will receive. Now I will quickly go through the content of this class. So as you see, we will be having 6 lectures, or there will be 6 chapters of the book. Um, yeah, and then so in each 2 weeks we will finish one chapter. So at the beginning of the first week you will receive the reading material and also the assignment. You read the chapter, it's like 15 to 20 pages, and then you submit your assignment. And the next week I will upload a video lecture on the same chapter. It would be maximum 45, maximum 1 hour. And then you have already done your reading, so you will be basically, I will just review what you have read throughout the chapter, or probably if something is not clear, it might get much more clearer for you during the lecture. So the first week you will do the readings, or you will receive the reading materials and your assignment, and the next week there will be a lecture on the same topic, and that's basically we will cover one chapter in 2 weeks. And case studies are also included in this book, so you will receive the case studies, which is also part of this reading material, and you can see which case study is related to which topic. And we will not be discussing explicitly the case studies, but mainly we will discuss the main topics. Case studies is for you to study and understand and see how that's applied in the real world cases. All right, so I will quickly go through the chapters that we will cover. The first chapter is about the cost of production. So, as you know, microeconomics is the study of firms, like how firms are making decisions about their production, about their prices, and so on. And the main concept on and the main concept of how much a firm or how much a company should produce and what should be the price of a product is basically based on the costs that a company or a firm incur to produce goods and services. So in this chapter, we will mainly talk about different types of costs. It could be fixed costs, variable costs, and other types of costs, and the cost of production, and different measures of cost. So that will basically help us in the coming chapters to know how firms decide how much to produce, what should be the price of their products, and so on. And the coming few chapters are the way how firms are organized or the behavior of firms. And first, we will talk about the firms in competitive markets. So, the second chapter of this course is about firms in competitive markets. What that means is like if there is a perfect competition in a market, how different firms behave in that market. We will talk about what is competitive market and how firms can maximize their profit given that the market that they are working in is a competitive and how they can maximize their profit. So that will be the topic of our second chapter. Uh, the fourth lecture will be about monopoly. So the 24th of 5 is a holiday, it's the Things Montag. So we will not have one session on that Monday, but we will still cover this chapter. It's about monopoly. So monopoly is the way it's basically one big giant firm which produces a single product and it doesn't have any competitor. So we will see how monopoly decide how much it should produce, and so it's the production of a monopoly, and also we will see how a monopoly determine the price for its product. So mainly we will discuss monopolies and see how they decide how much they want to produce, what should be the cost of production, and we will also see if monopolies are uh, basically uh, uh, is something good for the society, or does it have a welfare effect, or what is the welfare effect of the monopolies. Basically, there is one topic which says welfare costs of the monopolies. So, is it good for the economy or is it good for a country if there are monopolies or not? We will discuss this during this chapter, and we will also talk about the price discrimination. So, when the firm discriminate their prices for the specific type of consumers, we will discuss how it works and is it good, is it not good? So that will be the topic of our fourth chapter. The fifth chapter is about monopolistic competition. As you can see from the title of this type of market competition, it's in one hand it's monopoly, and another hand it's competition. So it's a combination of both two forms of competition in the market. And we will see what this term basically means, and we will see how each company wants to differentiate its product and how much they are able to discriminate or how much they are able to uh, make their product in a way which is different from other products, and that way they can get some type of monopoly on that market. But at the same time, because there are different types of similar products in the market, so it's something between competition and also monopoly. and we will discuss that during our fifth chapter. Yeah, this topic is a bit complicated, but I think it will be fine. So, monopolistic competition is basically several firms which produces very specific type of products. So that means that they are in a sense monopoly, but because there are several firms, a lot of firms, and each firm produce a similar product, so there is also competition. So on one hand, there is monopoly because each product is different, and on another hand, there is competition because there are different companies producing similar product. And a good example given in the book is like the different types of books. If you go to a bookstore, so there are different types of book, but each book is special, or each book is different because it has been written by one specific author. So this author has the monopoly over this book, but at the same time there are a lot of books, so you cannot say like only one person has a monopoly power, but there are like hundreds of authors, and there is basically competition also in the market. So this concept of monopolistic competition, we will discuss it more during our um, fifth chapter. And then the next chapter is about oligopoly. So there are few firms which produce their own products, and we will talk about this during this lecture. Um yeah, so there are basically in monopoly, there is no perfect competition because there is only few firms producing a given product, and it's also not monopoly because there is not only one company producing one product but several. And then we will also explore the concept of economic cooperation in terms of prisoner's dilemma. So if there are companies which produce similar products or there are few of them, how the economy of cooperation will work within these companies, or is it good for them to cooperate with each other, or is it good for them if they compete with each other? So that will be the topic of this lecture. And then the last chapter, we will cover it during 1 week. So we have only 1 week to cover this chapter. And that's the topic of this chapter is the market for the factors of production. So we will briefly introduce the topic of the factors of production. As you know, there are like um, factors of production of are labor, land, and capital, and we will basically talk more about the labor demand and labor supply and the market equilibrium for labors, but we will also quickly talk about the land and also about the capital. And yeah, so that will be the last chapter for this course. And on 12th of July, we will have our final exam. And the case studies related to all these chapters as mentioned in the outline of this course. I went very quickly to the main topics because I didn't want to spend much time on discussing all of them, but I hope I could give you a flavor of what are the content of this course and what different topics we will talk about. Yeah, if it's not clear, that's completely fine. That's what we will be doing throughout this course. But now you have an idea that what we will be talking and what will be the content of this course. So basically we will do a very introductory microeconomics course. We will study different types of firms in a competitive market, or what different types of market competitions are there. And then we will also talk a little bit about factors of production, especially labor. And that's it for this course. And yeah, so I hope this introduction was useful for you, and I hope to see you in the coming classes. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me and I will be happy to get in touch with you. All the best and enjoy the course and best wishes.